So Democrats, they're putting their final touches on this latest COVID-19 relief bill, which includes a compromise with the White House putting a cap on who can actually get a stimulus check. Right now, that stands at individuals making fewer than $80,000 a year, $160,000 a year for households. 2 rail and bridge projects have also been taken out, as has a proposed minimum wage bump. Once it reaches the Senate floor, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin says he wants the whole thing read out loud, and that could take up to 10 hours. With the Senate debating for up to 20 hours after that, not a single Republican is expected to vote for this measure.
Vast catalog of liberal spending with basically no relationship whatsoever to beating COVID-19.
We've come a long way, but we have a long way to go. I expect a hearty debate and some late nights.
Now, don't be surprised if bill passage goes into the weekend. With every Republican expected to vote no, every Democrat would then have to vote yes for this bill to go through, with Vice President Kamala Harris being the tie-breaking vote there. So, of course, expecting a lot of developments with this in the coming days. So look to News 3 both on air and online for those updates. We're live here in Norfolk. Anthony Sabella, News 3.
Virginia Beach school employees are now just one step away from the largest pay raise they've seen in years. The school board just approved a 5% bump in pay for most of its workers.
Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence told me in an interview yesterday, while this raise does help current teachers, it also attracts future teachers.
We absolutely know that we want to attract the best and the brightest. And so we always want to be regionally competitive. We always want to be one of the best in the region, both in terms of the services and programs we provide to our children, but certainly in terms of the compensation and benefits that we provide to our staff. So we feel like this budget, where we've been able to offer a 5% compensation increase, as well as not raising healthcare premiums for our staff, is a really good step in that direction.
Now, the Virginia Beach City Council still has to give a final thumbs up to the school budget, which also includes money for more school counselors. If approved, the raises would go into effect July 1st.
Now at 5:08, let's get you our first update on the roads this morning with Ted Noah.
Hey, happy Thursday. We're looking at a big picture map of Hampton roads and some of our busiest roadways, and so far not so busy. Looking pretty good on 58 if you have to go from Suffolk on into Chesapeake. Also 264 Virginia Beach into Norfolk, up to speed and moving along nicely westbound. No majors to talk about at the HRBT either side, both looking pretty good. And the same thing with the centers at Monitor Merrimack, northbound and southbound. But I wanted to give you an alert that tonight they'll be working on the Monitor Merrimack on the southbound side. At 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., you will lose a lane, so use caution there. And more stuff happening at JRB today and then tonight. A southbound lane taking out 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then also tonight, a northbound lane 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Now, with what we have so far for bridge openings scheduled, JRB's on that list. In fact, twice, 10 a.m. this morning, 6 p.m. tonight. There's also a Berkeley scheduled opening at 11 this morning.
A small act can make such a big difference. Coming up, we're going to take you to a local hot dog shop that's doing something to help people in need.
And taking a live look over downtown Norfolk as we wake up early on a Thursday morning. Miles Henderson tracking how high our temperatures will climb today and how long our streak of no rain will last.
From the JES First Warning Weather Center, here's meteorologist Miles Henderson.
Good morning, 5:13. A look at our weather headlines. A little bit of a cooling trend. We're back to the 40s Friday and through the weekend. A little bit of a warm up next week. 50s and 60s will return, especially by Tuesday of next week. But here's kind of the big headline that a lot of people are going to focus on. Low rain chances for at least the next week. So we've had several soggy weeks. Now we're finally going to get a week to really dry out across the area. And this kind of sums it up. We usually show this when we have some big rain day ahead. I'm showing it for the opposite reason this morning. This is the next 5 days. Rain chances extremely low. We're talking near 0% chances for the next week. And I'll show you here with the big picture. We'll have some clouds that'll drift in and out, but really nothing to worry about today, tomorrow. Here we go into the weekend. That's Saturday. Here's Sunday still looking okay. As we go into next week, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Still pretty dry. You see some rain off to our west by midweek. So it looks like the end of next week, a full week out, is when we'll likely see our next round of rain. So a very dry, pretty quiet stretch of weather. Today we do have a cold front that's going to move in. Not going to be a rainmaker. It's a dry cold front, but it's going to kick in some extra clouds and a cool down. That's what's going to bring us in that colder air for the end of the week. So today most of us will climb well into the 50s, a little bit colder right along the water, a little bit warmer, maybe even to the 60-degree mark as you look inland. So decent temperatures today. We'll fall off into the 30s tomorrow morning, then only reach to the 40s tomorrow afternoon. So there's the effect of that cold front from the 50s today to the 40s tomorrow, about a 10-degree cool down today versus tomorrow. There's the drop. You can see it here with our temperature trend. This weekend, mid to upper 40s. So it's going to be nice. We'll see some sunshine, but it's also going to be chilly. So it's kind of the trade-off for the weekend. Next week, we do start to warm up. You see a sneak back to the 50s there on Monday, 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday. So something to look forward to next week. Today, looking good. Sunshine this morning. We should see a beautiful sunrise coming up in just a bit. Some extra clouds this afternoon with that cold front moving in. So you see them building in there late this afternoon to this evening and then clearing out again. So that's really the only effect we'll see from that cold front moving in. The colder air, of course, and winds will pick up a little bit. Tomorrow, sunshine through most of the day. Again, maybe a passing cloud or two, but even that's going to be a struggle for tomorrow. Sunshine, just that chillier air for your Friday. So here's a breakdown of today. Sunny, wind will start to pick up this morning. Temperatures in the 30s, mid-50s this afternoon with partly cloudy skies. Our strongest winds will probably be around midday, 10 to 15, some gusts 20 to 25. Over the next few days, that colder air locks in for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So a nice but chilly weekend. Warm up next week, see the 50s on Monday, low to mid 60s Tuesday to Wednesday.
Our time now is 5:15. You got to hear this. A Norfolk-owned hot dog shop is helping those who need it right now. Since 2005, Perfectly Frank near ODU has been filling the bellies of students, professors, and community members alike.
You know, lately the grill's been a little less hot because of the pandemic, but as News 3 reporter Chelsea Donovan shows us, that is not stopping this mom and pop shop from giving back to those who need it most.
I was really scared at the beginning of this. I had no idea if we were going to make it or not.
Tara Morris gets visibly emotional thinking about her pride and joy and ODU staple, Perfectly Frank in Norfolk.
It's been hard because there's not as much volume. There's not as many students walking around.
For the past year, they've been getting by, continuing to serve up their famous Franks and tots and burgers at the quaint hole-in-the-wall hot dog joint.
Since COVID started, we have had an overwhelming amount of support from customers, friends, family.
One of those customers came in the comfort food hangout a week ago, looking to give a little extra love to the staff.
She wanted to tip them each $100, and then so she gave us $2,000 and said, give them each $100 and use the leftover to purchase meals for people in need.
That act of generosity came from what Morris calls an angel donor.
And I cried.
It spawned this cork board.
People donate us money, and then we use the money to pay for meals to give to people in need.
It's called Franks for Friends. Buy a meal, stick it up on the board, and anyone can get a piping hot meal to go. No questions asked.
It doesn't need to be a homeless person. It doesn't need to be somebody that is starving. It can be anybody that lost their job, that is struggling.
Morris says Franks for Friends has really taken off in the last week. So far, they've gotten about $1,000 in meal donations.
And we're doing the Franks for Friends.
Yeah.
The messages behind the meal vouchers also inspiring.
A little token of appreciation. It's a small thing.
An act of kindness that keeps the staff smiling here at Perfectly Frank.
Table 5 is that?
A little glimmer of light that in the end, things will be perfectly all right.
We're just very grateful for all of the support.
In Norfolk, Chelsea Donovan, News 3.
I think I'm going to be a pencil.
What?
She said, think I'm going to be a pencil. She's talking about posture.
Oh.
Yeah, good posture is good for us, especially now that a lot of us are hovering over our computers while working from home. Up next, how to straighten up and stand right.
Good morning. I am Adam Winkler, and this is Sports in 60 Seconds. Despite 12 victories in its last 16 games, there's only one way for the Old Dominion University men's basketball team to punch a ticket to the 68-team NCAA tournament in a couple weeks, and that's by earning the automatic bid that comes with a Conference USA championship. The Monarchs can win said championship next week in Texas, but only if they dodge the virus getting there.
I think everybody understands if we were to have, or somebody else were to have at this point a positive test, we're probably done. I mean, that pressure's been there for a long time. I guess it's just heightened a little bit now because you're coming down to the tournament.
More March pressure. ODU wraps up its regular season this weekend at First Place, Western Kentucky. That is sports in 60 seconds. I am Adam Winkler. You have a great day.
And taking a look at the forecast for the next couple of days, a really beautiful stretch for us. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today, mid-50s, so near normal for this time of year. A little bit colder as we head into the weekend. Sunshine and 47 for Friday, 48 partly cloudy on Saturday, but a decent, just chilly stretch as we head into the weekend. Now, one of the downsides of this nice dry weather is that our pollen count starts to go up. So here's a look at the next 5 days. In the orange, that's more of a medium to high level. Red, that's a high level. So you see it going up there for Friday to Saturday and staying pretty high as we go into next week. Mainly the tree pollens this time of year. So juniper, elm, and maple.
And our time now is 5:23. You got to hear this. The Washington football team fans are processing a big change for the team this morning. The cheerleaders are no more. The team is replacing the NFL's longest running cheerleading squad with a co-ed dance team. The move is part of the organization's rebranding. The team hired former Laker girl manager Petra Pope as an advisor. She says former Washington cheerleaders can try out for the new group, but there are no guarantees they'll make this new squad. Well, good posture makes you want to sit up, right?
Right.
It's good for our health and for our confidence.
But standing tall, it's a challenge for many of us. Reporter Teresa Strasser spoke with a ballet dancer and has 3 surefire tips to help us all sit up straight.
Ballet started out as a form of dance performed for royalty.
Ballet dancers are always trained to be poised, graceful.
Lisa McCabe, a ballerina since the age of 9, owns Lovely Leaps Dance Studio in San Diego. She says dancers are so poised because they are trained to
think about posture 100% of the time.
So she's sharing 3 tips to get ballerina-like posture. First, start your day with a plank.
So the plank actually resets your body from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. The moment you engage your abs, you automatically sit up.
For this exercise,
keep your elbows in line with your shoulder blades.
Keep your abs engaged.
Keep your neck in line with the top of your head. So it's basically a straight line. Think I'm going to be a pencil. And then you hold it there for 20 seconds.
It warms up your muscles and lets your body know,
hey, we are going to be posture perfect today and get in shape.
Next, the pencil exercise.
Take a finger technique or a pen or something, you put it behind your rib cage and you feel your shoulder blades.
Keep your core engaged and
try to squeeze your fingers with your shoulder blades. Remove the pen or finger and then you sit like this. Shoulders down, make sure you breathe.
I can feel it. It's almost like nothing is happening, but everything is happening.
And that is how you're supposed to sit at your computer without hunching over, and that's a good reset. Not just worrying about your core, but actually worrying about your upper body strength too.
Finally, this standing exercise.
This standing exercise is perfect for when you're giving a speech. So you stand with your feet hip width apart.
Fire up your torso and
try to get your whole body in alignment with one another and your head on top of your shoulders. And then when you stand like that, that automatically gives out the energy, like you know what you're talking about. You know who you are and you're confident.
We are elevating our posture.
Ready for this?
Yes.
Right?
With tips from a ballet instructor.
I'm wondering now if I keep this posture thing up. Like I'm 5'11 and a half. Could that round me up?
Can it get you up to 6 feet?
I mean, that's the hope.
Listen, I did ballet as a little girl, and I'm only 5'2", so that did not work in terms of the height part.
Just imagine if you didn't do ballet.
Oh, my goodness. All right, our time
there's
now.
Jessica.
Way down there.
Down there. It is 5:27.
I'll let you get away with that one. Still to come this morning, Virginia's COVID tracking app and privacy concerns. We're taking action this morning, showing you how the app works and how to make sure your information stays